Hi, my name's Brianna. This is Gimli, and we're here to talk to you about puppies. Puppies are cute little balls of love and happiness, and they bring so much joy and purpose to our lives. Puppies are everywhere. You can get a puppy on Craigslist, you can get a puppy on Facebook, you can get one at your local feed store. Puppies, unfortunately, are bred without thought. They're unregulated, and the quality of life for many of them is poor. Around 670,000 dogs are euthanized every year, according to ASPCA. This is due to puppy mills, backyard breeding, and accidental litters. Gimli was supposed to be one of those 670,000. Luckily, he came up here from California, and ever since he's been adopted, he has lived his best life. But a lot of dogs aren't as lucky as Gimli. If we could implement stricter laws that with breeding programs and spay and neutering our pets, we could really help lower the number of dogs euthanized tremendously. The first big step in helping regulate animals is ethical breeders and contracts when it comes to selling dogs. The American Kennel Club emphasizes that this about breeders. Responsible breeders make sure that the puppy goes to an owner who will provide it with the same love and devotion for life that the breeder provided. They also will carefully screen and evaluate each person or family interested in getting a puppy. Contracts need to be in place with strict rules to make sure that the welfare of the puppy is the utmost priority. This can look many different ways. Requiring spay or neutering your pet at a certain time, otherwise legal action will be taken, is very important to help unwanted litters in the future. And also requiring that a dog be returned to the breeder, no questions asked, if the owner is unable to provide basic needs or health care for the animal. And returning the dog if they're not able to keep them, instead of rehoming them on Craigslist or putting them back into a shelter, unfortunately. And a responsible breeder will follow the Animal Welfare Act. It's currently the only law that regulates the treatment of animals by dealers. This requires ethical breeders to be licensed and to follow the standard care necessary to breed, sell, and care for these animals. Spay and neuter laws is something that kind of goes hand in hand with helping animals not be in shelters and ethical breeding. Dogs who are not spayed or neutered are able to breed at about 4 to 6 months old, and a female dog can have up to 10 litters in her lifetime. That is a lot of puppies. There are also many health issues attributed to dogs that aren't fixed. Pyometra is a reproductive infection and emergency that senior female dogs can get from not being spayed and can be extremely deadly and expensive, but it can be easily prevented with spaying your pet. But we need to make it more affordable. Vet care is extremely expensive. Lisa Milo, who is an associate professor of law at Georgia State University School of Law, explains how for disadvantaged communities, the number of pets that are fixed is only about 20%. That's so many animals out there contributing to more animals in shelters and more animals being euthanized. There's lots of different programs like the Humane Society offering coupons or low-cost spay and neuter programs, but at this time it's just not enough and we need more. Many states have already started implementing laws around this issue, but most of the country is still extremely behind in it. Florida and New Hampshire, though, are states that require all puppies be sold in the state, be provided a minimum level of veterinary care, and a health certificate issued by a veterinary accompany each sale. While this isn't the best, it's something. We're lucky enough to live in a state that has many laws that help the welfare of animals, and I am extremely happy to be living in a state like this. A lot of states are also, though, starting to limit where pet stores can get their puppies and kittens. making sure that they are coming from ethical breeders instead of coming from puppy mills and backyard breeders. And some states are even requiring that pet stores only sell dogs in their stores that are from a shelter or a rescue, and not be able to purchase from breeders and backyard breeders and puppy mills to sell them, which is amazing. Requiring health testing and registration of pets is another thing that is extremely important and can help with this. The last several years, we've seen lots of different new breeds and designer breeds out there. And this has led to many of those designer breeds being left in shelters because of being bred without genetically testing and pets having health issues, behavioral issues, or just looking cute, and the family realized when they grew up it wasn't actually what they wanted, unfortunately. The breeding of all these designer dogs, while adorable, can have several adverse consequences. They can have hip dysplasia, be more prone to cancer, have issues where it'll cost the owners a lot of money that they can't afford. And the people who are breeding these dogs are breeding them strictly for profit. They're not breeding to better a breed, and they're not breeding for the well-being of the animal. They're breeding for money and to make a cute animal, which isn't what a reputable, ethical breeder would be doing. Typically, they don't care what happens after the animal leaves their home. With the regulation of breeding and raising these standards for them in our states, we could be saving so many dogs' lives. We could be saving them from a life of imprisonment in a shelter. We could be saving them from neglect, and we could be saving them from unnecessary euthanasia. Puppies make everyone happy, but breeding dogs is not something that should be done without proper research or planning gone into it. Puppies are fun, lovable balls of fur, but making spay and neuters more affordable is necessary to avoid unwanted litters left in shelters. Unfortunately, animal shelters will not be something that'll ever go away, but hopefully, with time and stricter laws and regulations in place, we can ensure that more dogs brought into this world will be placed into a loving forever home instead of becoming one of the 670,000 put to death because of the lack of regulation when it comes to their lives. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned a lot.